wrap for Melody Shari Rogers on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She's officially announced that she will not be returning to the reality TV series. Look, there have been a lot of signs that Melody was done with OWN, that she was done with Carlos, because she unfollowed him. She's said some things on social media, and most recently, she revealed some things about her issues with the show and how it's being produced. And someone, a producer on her show, basically wanted to be her TV manager, and when she said no, she felt as if there was retaliation.
Just when everyone thought the drama had reached its final act, Nell Fluchter has done something that left fans absolutely stunned. For years, she was one of the loudest voices standing against Melody Shari, throwing shade, questioning her every move, and even joining the same circle that tried to push Melody out of the picture. But now, the same Nell who once rolled her eyes at Melody's name is publicly begging for her return.
Mayweather.
Over the years, I've been put in these situations many a times. Sometimes I walked away, sometimes I took it head on. And I feel that if I'm pushed too far, which I feel that I'm already at a tipping point right now, that yeah, we will be fighting.
It's the kind of twist no one saw coming, the kind that makes fans stop scrolling and whisper, wait, what just happened? Nell Fluchter, once seen as Melody's quiet rival, has finally realized that the empire she helped tear down is now crumbling beneath her feet. The show that once thrived on chaos, shade, and alliances is losing its spark, and the numbers don't lie. Ratings have dipped, fans are walking away, and the heart of Love and Marriage Huntsville seems to be missing.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm finna post something on my story. All these ops licking up and all this, because the fact doesn't matter, like, and you said a comment, and I addressed it at one point, but you said a comment, and I don't know where we were, but you was like, she ain't ever want Thurman to be on this show. Sweetie, I'm the reason she's on this show. And I can pull them receipts out too. As things continue to air and play out, I'll come back over here to this internet and pull them out. Quit playing with me. I'm not playing. It's 2024. I don't care. I'm not playing. I'm gonna tell all y'all's facts and truths. I just am.
And the name that keeps coming up in every conversation? Melody Shari. The woman they once tried to break is the same woman they now need to survive. But how did we get here? What pushed Nell from being Melody's critic to now desperately calling her back? Let's break down what really went down behind the scenes. The shifting alliances, the quiet regrets, and the realization that without Melody, nothing really works. For those who've been following Love and Marriage Huntsville since the beginning, you know that this show was built on ambition, love, betrayal, and business. The cast members started out as friends, couples working to build something meaningful, a show about love, entrepreneurship, and success in Huntsville, Alabama. But like every story that starts with good intentions, cracks began to form. And those cracks turned into fractures when fame, jealousy, and competition stepped in.
Beauty, 7th Avenue Beauty, 7th Avenue Beauty. Buy your products, buy your products, buy your products. Hey, get your lip scrub. Hey, get your lip scrub. We are live right now over on TikTok. Y'all come join us. We getting started, all right? 7th Avenue Beauty. It's cool. 7th Avenue Beauty. We getting started. Come on over.
At the center of it all was Melody Shari, a woman who built her name on strength and self-respect. Melody wasn't just another cast member. She was the core of the show, the one everyone either wanted to be or wanted to challenge. From her powerful presence to her business drive, she carried herself like someone who knew her worth, and that made her both admired and targeted. Nell Fluchter entered the scene with quiet confidence. At first, she played her cards close, blending in with the group dynamics, smiling in scenes, and avoiding open conflict. But over time, she started picking sides, and unfortunately, she picked the wrong one. When certain cast members started turning against Melody, Nell joined that wave.
Get that just allegedly.
This is so sad.
It seems.
No, it's not. It's
Hold
so
on,
real.
hold on.
You're a pathetic.
Martell
No,
Melody,
you are.
hold on,
Your little ugly
please,
shoe.
please, please, hold on, hold on.
Okay.
Destiny.
Can I don't want nothing and don't need nothing. God is my source and has been since I left your dusty ass.
Okay.
She laughed at the shade, joined the conversations that painted Melody as too bossy or too controlling, and went along with narratives that slowly isolated her. At first, it seemed harmless, just another reality TV storyline. But the tone changed when Melody decided she was done being everyone's target. She stepped back. She stopped fighting to prove herself. She focused on her peace, her children, and her brand. And as Melody walked away, something incredible happened. She glowed up. Her fans followed her. Her businesses grew. Her confidence reached new heights. Meanwhile, the show that once used her name for drama suddenly started to feel empty. Without Melody's natural energy and emotional honesty, the storylines began to feel forced. Viewers noticed it, social media noticed it, and slowly, the spotlight that once made everyone shine began to dim. Now here's where it gets real. Nell Fluchter, who once stood on the opposite side of the battlefield, started to feel the pressure too. She could see what was happening. The audience wasn't buying the new direction. The tension that once seemed entertaining now looked desperate. And the ratings? They were slipping. The ON network noticed too. Insiders whispered that producers weren't happy with how things were going. The storylines didn't hit the same, the cast didn't connect with the audience. Something, or rather someone, was missing. And that's when the tide began to turn. One by one, the same people who once thought the show could survive without Melody started to realize she was the glue holding it all together. And Nell, who once had her back turned, started to feel the weight of regret. Fans began catching little signs, subtle comments in interviews, cryptic social media posts, and emotional captions that hinted at reflection. Nell wasn't as defensive anymore. Her tone had softened. She even reposted a few things that praised Melody, something no one expected to see. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, but it was noticeable. Then, during one interview, Nell let something slip. She said the show just hasn't felt the same since Melody left. That one sentence was enough to send fans spiraling. Was this her way of admitting she was wrong? People started putting the pieces together. Nell had gone from throwing shade to throwing up white flags. But what nobody expected was just how desperate things had become behind the scenes. Reports surfaced that the cast had been told to bring more energy, to step it up, because viewership was dropping. The producers wanted the old magic back, the spark that Melody naturally brought. But how do you recreate authenticity when the heart of the show is missing? You can't. And that's the realization that hit Nell hard. All the alliances, all the back and forth arguments, all the subtle digs, they meant nothing now. The drama that once made her feel powerful was now making her look lost. Fans weren't siding with her anymore. They remembered how she laughed when Melody was hurt. They remembered the shade, the gossip, the cold smiles. And now, they weren't forgiving so easily. Because here's the thing, the internet never forgets. Clips from old episodes resurfaced. Fans shared side-by-side moments of Nell's past comments about Melody next to her new apologetic tone. The contrast was undeniable. So when Nell went live and spoke about hoping for healing, viewers didn't just hear her words, they heard guilt. She said she missed how the cast used to feel like family. She said she understood now how much Melody brought to the show. And at that moment, even her biggest critics paused. Was this real remorse or just survival mode? Because one thing's for sure, Love and Marriage Huntsville is in trouble. The charm that once pulled in millions of viewers has faded. The drama feels repetitive. The group doesn't connect the same way. And now, OWN executives are asking hard questions about the future of the show. Some say they're trying to bring Melody back, but not just as a cast member. They want her as a creative force, someone who can breathe life back into what she helped build. But Melody isn't the same woman she was when she left. She's evolved. She's stronger now, calmer, and far more in control of her life. She doesn't need the show anymore. She's built a brand outside of it, successful businesses, community projects, music, and speaking engagements. She's walking in purpose now, not in pain. So if Nell truly wants Melody back, it's not as simple as just saying sorry. Because Melody's peace didn't come easy, she earned it. She went through public betrayal, lies, and endless scrutiny. She cried in silence while the world judged her every move. And now that she's found her footing, why would she walk back into the same chaos that tried to break her? That's what fans are asking too. Why should Melody save them now? One comment read. They didn't have her back when she needed support, so let them deal with the fallout. Another viewer wrote, "Funny how the same people who called her dramatic now call her necessary." And honestly, that's the truth. Melody carried Love and Marriage Huntsville on her back. She brought real emotion, genuine storylines, and moments that felt authentic. Even her silence spoke louder than their shade. Without her, the show lost its heartbeat. But here's where things get even more interesting. Some insiders claim that Nell has privately reached out to Melody, not for show, not for the cameras, but genuinely. She's allegedly apologized and admitted she didn't realize how much damage had been done. That's a hard thing to do, to admit you helped break something that you now need to survive. But whether Melody accepts that apology or not is another story. Because Melody has moved on to a different space, a space of peace, a space of power, a space where she calls the shots. She's been quietly building her empire and watching everything unfold from a distance. Meanwhile, Nell is dealing with the backlash. The fans aren't showing her the same love they once did. Every post she makes gets flooded with comments like, "You miss Melody now?" or "You helped push her away, now look." And those comments sting, because deep down, Nell knows there's truth in them. She helped dig a hole she's now trapped in. And the only person who can pull her out is the same woman she once turned against. But will Melody do it? If she does, it won't be for the same reasons as before. It won't be for ratings, approval, or to prove a point. It'll be on her terms. Melody has made it clear she's no longer begging for respect, she's demanding it. So if OW wants her back, and if Nell truly wants redemption, they'll have to meet her where she stands now, not where she used to be. Because the old Melody, the one who tolerated the shade and kept quiet to keep the peace, is gone. What's left is a woman who knows her power and isn't afraid to use it. And that's exactly why fans love her. Still, Nell's situation is a reminder of how quickly things can turn in reality TV. One minute, you're part of the inner circle. The next, you're the one standing outside, realizing you helped push away the person who held it all together. Now, with the show's future uncertain and the fan base restless, Nell is trying to rewrite her story. She's talking about accountability. She's talking about wanting peace. She's talking about healing old wounds. But the question remains, is this about growth or just desperation? Because when the lights start dimming and the attention starts fading, people often realize too late who was truly holding them up. And for Nell, that realization might have come right on time, or just too late. As of now, Melody hasn't publicly responded to Nell's change of heart. She hasn't liked the posts, she hasn't commented on the apologies, she stayed silent. And that silence speaks volumes. It's not revenge, it's not pride, it's peace. Melody doesn't need to prove anything anymore. Her success speaks for itself, her glow speaks for itself, and the show's struggles speak louder than any apology ever could. So while Nell is out here asking for help, Melody is showing what happens when you choose yourself first. She's proof that sometimes walking away is the most powerful comeback of all. But still, fans can't help but wonder, could there ever be a future where Melody returns? Could there be a world where she forgives, steps back into that space, and saves the show that once tried to break her? If she does, it'll be on her terms, with her boundaries, and with full control of her narrative. And if she doesn't, well, that's her victory too. Because either way, she's winning. As for Nell Fluchter, this might be her last chance to make things right, not just for the cameras, but for herself. It's one thing to lose popularity, it's another to lose integrity. And now that the world is watching, every move she makes will tell us whether she's truly changed or just scared of fading into the background. But one thing's for sure, Melody Shari no longer needs validation from anyone. She is the validation. So while Nell begs for her to return, Melody stands tall, not bitter, not broken, just beautifully unbothered. And maybe that's the real lesson in all of this. When you walk in truth, you don't have to chase respect. It comes to you. When you protect your peace, you don't have to explain your silence. It speaks for you. And when you finally choose yourself, the people who once doubted you end up realizing they needed you all along. So as the cameras keep rolling and the cast tries to rebuild what's left, only one question remains. Will Melody Shari return to save Love and Marriage Huntsville? Or will she let the people who doubted her face the storm they created? Either way, the story isn't over, and something tells me the next chapter will be even louder than the last.